Intel can get sold out. Recent blunder of 14th gen chips and Apple leaving Intel. Also, include how other companies developed better CPUs and GPUs than Intel and left it behind. In a stunning turn of events, Intel's CEO Pat Gelsinger has been ousted, marking the end of a tumultuous tenure that saw the company's stock plunge and market share erode. Intel, once the undisputed king of processors, is facing a crossroads. Recent missteps and fierce competition have put their dominance in question. Will they adapt and reclaim their throne, or will they fade into obscurity? Stay tuned to find out. Gelsinger's departure comes amid a backdrop of intense scrutiny and mounting pressure from investors, who expressed growing dissatisfaction with the company's performance under his leadership. The future of Intel now hangs in the balance as the search for a new CEO begins, with the company facing the daunting challenge of regaining its former glory. Recent reports suggest that Intel is facing significant challenges with its latest generation of CPUs. Both the 13th and 14th generation processors have been plagued by issues, including defective units and instability. These hardware problems have led to concerns about Intel's ability to deliver reliable and high-performance products. Intel's recent financial performance has also been disappointing. The company's market value has plummeted to $84 billion following 2 consecutive quarters of poor earnings. While Intel remains profitable, netting over $15 billion last year, the declining market value raises questions about its long-term viability. One factor contributing to Intel's challenges is the growing dominance of Apple. Since transitioning away from Intel processors, Apple has seen a surge in computer sales. The success of Apple's M-series chips has highlighted the potential for innovative alternatives to traditional x86 architecture, further pressuring Intel. The future of Intel processors in Apple devices appears bleak. Reports suggest that the upcoming macOS version may be the last to support Intel chips. This shift could accelerate the decline of Intel's PC processor market share and further erode its relevance in the tech industry. While Intel continues to design and sell significant computer components, its position as a dominant force in the tech industry is being challenged. Competitors like Samsung are emerging as strong players in the semiconductor market, further intensifying the pressure on Intel. As the tech landscape evolves, Intel must adapt to these challenges or risk losing its place as a major player. Intel's 14th generation chips, known by the codename Meteor Lake, have encountered a range of significant challenges that are primarily centered around performance and reliability issues. One of the most alarming concerns is the reported degradation in performance that users have experienced over time. This degradation implies that as users continue to utilize these chips for various applications, they may notice a considerable decline in both speed and responsiveness, which could lead to frustration and dissatisfaction. In addition to performance concerns, the 14th generation has also faced numerous production challenges that have resulted in delays and complications in meeting the expected performance specifications. Such production issues can have a direct impact on supply chains and significantly hinder Intel's ability to compete effectively against formidable rivals such as AMD and Apple, which are consistently enhancing their offerings and market presence. Another critical issue is Intel's shift to a new chaplet architecture. While this innovative approach holds the promise of delivering potential performance advantages, it also introduces a range of complexities that may lead to new types of bugs and inconsistencies in performance. This transition requires careful management and optimization to ensure that the benefits of the new architecture are realized without introducing additional problems. Thermal management has emerged as a substantial challenge for the 14th generation chips as well. The tendency for these chips to overheat and throttle under high workloads can further compromise both their performance and overall reliability, leading to a less than optimal user experience. Such thermal issues can deter users from fully utilizing the capabilities of the chips, impacting their effectiveness in demanding applications. As Apple continues to gain momentum with its own silicon, notably the M1 and M2 chips, the pressure on Intel is becoming increasingly intense. The advancements made by Apple in performance and efficiency with their custom chips have raised the stakes for Intel. Any negative repercussions on Intel's reputation stemming from the challenges faced by the 14th generation could further erode its market position and consumer trust, making it imperative for Intel to act swiftly. To maintain its competitive market position and work towards regaining consumer trust, Intel must take immediate action to address these pressing issues. Potential buyers of Intel products should carefully evaluate these concerns and stay informed by monitoring reviews and updates before making a purchasing decision, as these factors can significantly influence their overall satisfaction. Apple's strategic transition away from Intel to its own custom silicon has had a profound impact on the technology market. The M1 and subsequent M2 chips have demonstrated remarkable performance in terms of processing power and energy efficiency, often outperforming many Intel processors. This shift has effectively set a new standard for consumer expectations, placing additional pressure on Intel to enhance its offerings and innovate more rapidly. By developing its own architecture, Apple has significantly reduced its reliance on Intel, which not only impacts Intel's revenue streams, but also raises critical questions about the long-term viability of partnerships between Intel and other companies in the tech ecosystem. This shift in dynamics could lead to a reevaluation of existing collaborations and future opportunities within the industry. Apple's successful implementation of its ARM-based chips has intensified competition within the CPU market. Other companies, including AMD and various ARM-based manufacturers, are now more motivated than ever to innovate and compete on the fronts of performance and efficiency. This has resulted in a more dynamic and rapidly evolving market landscape where technological advancements are occurring at an accelerated pace. The positive reception of Apple's chips has begun to alter consumer perceptions significantly, leading to a surge in overall demand for ARM architecture in both laptops and desktops. This shift in consumer preference could prompt manufacturers to reassess their strategies regarding chip production and design, potentially leading to broader adoption of ARM-based solutions across the industry. With Apple's transition to its own silicon, developers are now increasingly focusing on optimizing applications specifically for ARM architecture. This focus can yield better performance and user experiences on Apple devices, which may also inspire other companies to adopt similar architectures. Such a trend could potentially reshape the landscape for software development, encouraging a more diverse range of hardware solutions. As a result of these competitive pressures, Intel has been compelled to accelerate its pace of innovation and redefine its overall strategy to remain competitive in the marketplace. This necessity has prompted significant changes within the company, including increased investments in new technologies and processes aimed at regaining its competitive edge and addressing the challenges posed by emerging competitors. Apple's departure from Intel has not only had a profound effect on Intel's market position, but has also acted as a catalyst for broader changes within the computing landscape. This transition has promoted innovation and competitiveness across various hardware manufacturers, leading to a more dynamic and competitive environment in the technology sector. Would you like to explore any specific aspect of this transition in greater detail? Intel has encountered a series of challenges over the years that have provided opportunities for rival companies such as AMD and Nvidia to surpass them in the realms of CPU and GPU development. One of the key issues contributing to Intel's struggles has been an excessive emphasis on refining manufacturing processes at the expense of pursuing innovative architectural designs. This focus has led to a situation where technological advancements have occurred at a slower pace than what might have been expected. For instance, AMD has successfully licensed the x86 architecture and has made substantial enhancements through its AMD 64 technology, a development that Intel ultimately recognized and decided to adopt into its own offerings. To effectively regain market share and address the various challenges posed by robust competitors such as Apple and AMD, Intel is actively pursuing a multitude of strategic initiatives designed to bolster its standing in the technology landscape. To begin with, Intel is placing a strong emphasis on product innovation, with a particular focus on enhancing its product lineup through the introduction of forthcoming generations of processors. The company is diligently working on the development of its 14th generation chips, along with major future series like Meteor Lake and Lunar Lake. These new processors are anticipated to come with substantial improvements not only in performance metrics, but also in energy efficiency and integrated graphics capabilities. By focusing on these advancements, Intel aims to meet the evolving needs of consumers and businesses who demand more powerful, efficient, and versatile computing solutions. In addition to innovation in products, Intel is making substantial investments aimed at overhauling and enhancing its manufacturing processes. The ultimate goal of these efforts is to reclaim a leadership position in semiconductor fabrication, a domain in which they have historically thrived. As part of this strategy, Intel is transitioning to smaller process nodes, including the newly introduced Intel 10nm technology and the highly anticipated upcoming 7nm nodes. The company believes that these advancements will not only yield better power efficiency, but will also improve overall performance, enabling Intel to better compete against rivals in the semiconductor industry. In order to remain competitive and appealing to a broad customer base, Intel recognizes the need to potentially adjust its pricing strategies. This is especially pertinent in the consumer and gaming markets, where rivals like AMD have significantly penetrated the market. By implementing a more flexible and attractive pricing structure, Intel hopes to draw in more customers who are looking for high-performance options. To sum up, Intel is facing significant challenges due to its recent 14th generation chip blunder, which may lead to expensive recalls if hardware issues are confirmed. Additionally, Apple's shift to its own custom silicon, such as the M1 chip, has overshadowed many older Intel processors. This trend is amplified by competitors like AMD and Nvidia, which have produced superior CPUs and GPUs, further distancing themselves from Intel. If Intel cannot innovate and regain consumer and manufacturer trust, it risks losing market relevance. This wraps up today's video. What are your thoughts about the Intel's challenges and the future of Intel in the PC world? See you in the next video.